In the fall of 1987, nearly 800 first-year students arrived at the college. Many arrived early, getting to know the community, getting acquainted, settling in. National political candidates were on the hustings. B.B. King was performing downtown at the Colonial Theater. Dirty Dancing and RoboCop were playing at the local multiplex. On campus, there was a new mood, reflected by the new president, Helena Judith Sternick, in her welcoming address. The local newspaper stated that she touched upon the lofty and the mundane, asking students to give of themselves and take what the college has to offer.
And when I came to Keene State, as you remember, there were so many things that needed to be addressed. A physical plant that was in terrible shape, incredible deferred maintenance, demoralized faculty, union problems, and town gown problems.
In 1988, she brought Jay Kahn to campus as Vice President for Finance and Planning.
At that point, it became obvious that the college lacked a facilities master plan.
Restoring the historic heart of the campus was to be an essential part of the master plan.
And we got those tennis courts out of the center of the campus and turned that into a beautiful quad, which invited faculty-student dialogues and alumni walking through and all kinds of wonderful things. And then it just went on from there.
Judith Sternick's agenda for the improvement of the campus was broad and ambitious, but was jeopardized in 1989 by a proposed 8% cutback to the University of New Hampshire System's biennial budget by the legislature and Governor Judd Gregg. The students, as they had often done in the past, rallied to the cause with a letter-writing campaign and protest rallies on Appian Way with the full support of President Sternick. The most dramatic event took place on Friday, March 31st, with the whiteout of Keene State College. Hundreds of members of the college community, students, staff, faculty, and administrators, holding white sheets, virtually surrounded the edge of the campus to symbolize the disappearance of the college should the budget cuts prevail. By the early 1990s, the budget situation eased, allowing the major improvements to proceed.
And we addressed everything. We addressed athletic fields and parking, these kind of hygienic utilitarian things. But also, if you remember, the first buildings we went in and renovated were the classroom buildings.
In the 1960s, the campus had begun to move west, proceeding down Appian Way, which was still a city street. Several students were struck by cars in the late 1970s, which prompted protests from the students to close the street to vehicular traffic. In April 1981, the city of Keene transferred Appian Way to the college, when the street was closed to automobiles. However, 7 years later, it was still essentially a street. It took until 2005 for the transformation of Appian Way to be completed.
That further created more integration into the campus and gathering places so that students were not just shuttled back and forth from residence halls to academic spaces and back again, but that frequent interactions could take place.
As we changed the physical plant, we were also able to expand, change, and deepen the curriculum because the plant itself became a recruiting tool. The plant itself became a way of expressing the fact that this was a campus moving forward, this was a campus with a vision.
It was clear that the Student Center, together with the Art Gallery, would reorient the campus's compass.
The master planners said the campus needs a heart. And at the heart of the north-south, east-west nexus was going to be the campus student center. And that student center would create a focal point that would be on a straight line to the Redfern Arts Center. Many of the other improvements the college has made and will continue to make will try to reinforce that kind of north-south pedestrian access across through the campus.
The campus quadrangle, formed by Fisk, Huntress, Parker, and Morrison, would forever be the historic heart of the campus, its literal birthplace. The new axis in the west did not supplant that heart, it just expanded its reach. President Sternick announced her resignation at the beginning of the 1993 fall semester. Richard Cunningham would again be called upon to serve as interim president, as he had done following President Seeley's resignation. In the fall of 1994, Dr. Stanley Yaroslavic was named as the 8th president of Keene State College. A first-generation college student himself, Dr. Y, as he was affectionately known, would oversee the completion of the ambitious building campaign, central to the master plan of the college, that would greatly change the physical plant and enhance the social and academic facilities of the campus.
And we looked at the physical plant. When I came, the student center was in progress. The old student center was right out here on Main Street. It was in bad shape.
The first renovations were to the old student center, which became Rhodes Hall, an academic facility, and the expansion of the Mason Library.
And we eventually got money for the second phase. We were able to get money for the Science Center, which is the fundraising campaign. We also had some small capital campaigns, and in terms of the Appian Gateway, in terms of the Safety Center, in terms of the college camp. Almost forgot the college camp. But we also, looked at facilities that really changed the quality of student life. And one of the important aspects of that was the rec center. To give students a facility to go to in the wintertime. The winters are long here, we know that. And that really made a difference in the quality of student life. And then some of the residence halls, the dining commons, all contributed to the quality of the student life.
Of the master plan, Chancellor McKay observed,
I think that was one of the most significant milestones in the evolution of this institution. Not the fact that the plan was developed, and it was a superb plan built around the vision for the institution, but by the discipline in adhering to that plan over what is now nearly a 20-year period. As I look around the country, and I've been to many campuses, I think no campus has been physically transformed as much as Keene State College during that period.
There was some great strategic planning because I think it's one of the most beautiful campuses in New England right now. So between their strong academic programs and the place that they've created, I think everybody has to take note of what Keene has become since its humble beginnings.
Several initiatives designed to reaffirm the college's profile as a public liberal arts college and to revitalize the academic life of the campus were also begun during President Yaroslavic's tenure. One of the most significant changes was the establishment of a second academic major in education in 1994.
Currently, all of our teachers have a liberal arts major, and that applies whether they want to teach high school math or early childhood education, that they need to have, our belief is they need to have strong knowledge in the liberal arts, the breadth, but also depth in the liberal arts area. That's because schools need people who are passionate about the arts and languages and music and science and the social studies.
The biennial symposium series was begun in the fall of 1999, the topic being genocide, ethnic cleansing, and U.S. foreign policy. 2 years later, the theme was the Second World War. In 2003, the topic was race in the 21st century. In 2009, the focus was on a variety of topics, from local to global. These symposia have drawn large international audiences to experience noted speakers, scholars, panels, and films. The National Grange Mutual Safety Center in Butterfield Hall was dedicated in the fall of 1999, expanding the college's important role in safety education. The first Academic Excellence Conference was convened in the spring of 2001, allowing students an opportunity to present their original scholarship in a public forum. Stanley Yaroslavic retired in 2005, staying a year longer than he had originally planned.